Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome along once again to a Monday evening of racing with me, your boy Vex Man. It's Vex. Your boy Vex. It's Vex Man. Forgot what my name was then. And the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in the Aero League Racing Season 16 Gt7 Championship. This is round 2. We're at Trial Mountain. One of my old favourite tracks from the original Gran Turismos. I used to actually, the first time I drove it, I never actually raced around it. I just used to use it as a drift track. So I was just building drift cars and drifting. But it is a very nice race track once you get the flow. I'm hoping to get... Obviously, the guys are just in practice at the moment. Racing will begin shortly. Qualifying will begin shortly. 2 races as always. We've got a 15-minute sprint. There'll be laps up to a 15-minute sprint, and then obviously the 40-minute endurance, which we'll see how many laps it is when the lobby resets. So I think we've got 15 drivers again this evening. Not all of them here at the moment. Currently got BX on track. We have Dan the Man making an appearance this evening. CMP, Gilles, H Racing Green. I'm trying to call him Racing Green. We've got Capale, Coleman, Kellen, Kep, Zavi. Hello Ahmed, welcome along buddy. Nice to have you on board, bro. Alejandro.
Good evening, young man.
Hello Chaos, how you doing, dude? Nice to have you along as well, brother. Welcome all to the stream. If you missed it, obviously this is season 16, round 2 of the GT7 Championship. With me, your boy Vex, is Vex Man. Obviously to take you through proceedings this evening. So the guys are currently in a practice. Currently the fastest guy at the moment in practice is BX Royal. He managed to do a double win, didn't he, last week? He absolutely walked away with round 1. And a fantastic drive he had in that BRZ. The BRZ looked very OP, to be fair. Oh, nice one, brother. I hope you do well in your race tonight. Good luck with that. You never know, before long you'll probably be up here, wouldn't you? Where has... So actually, before we go into qualifying, we'll get a quick rundown through the standings as it is now, as of last week.
Good afternoon, all.
Hello UFO Racing, welcome along, brother. Nice to have you on board.
I'm needed after last week.
You'll do fine. You'll do fine, Chaos. You'll be fine, mate. Positivity, positive thinking, PMA, positive mental attitude. That's what it is, isn't it? So, we'll digress. Standings, here we go. We found the standings. So, after the stewards settled all the shenanigans or whatever, I'm not sure if there was any shenanigans. I haven't actually seen the stewards reports. Why can't I see this picture? What did you do, Ross? Anyway, we have BX Royal currently in first place with 41 points. We have Kep in second place with 28 points. Then we have Slim currently sat in third. He actually took pole. He took pole last week, didn't he? He's got 27 points. Then we have Kellen in fourth. Kellen's got 26 points. We've got Elian in 5th with 23 points. We've got Alejandro in 6th with 21 points. Then we have CMP in 7th. This is really small. I'm really struggling to read this, guys. I do apologise. CMP in 7th with... How many points has he got? 18, I believe, in the second of the 2 Subaru BRZs. We've got Carter in 8th place with 17... So in fact, CMP's got 18, Carter has 17. We've got Capel in 9th with 11 points. Then we have Gilles in 10th on 6. He's actually tied with Zico. Zico in 11th on 6 points. Then we have Yannick in 12th with 5 points. Perry is in 13th with 4. Bad Robot 14th with 2. And Owen has only picked up 1 point so far. But I'm sure he's going to come back strong as the season progresses. We'll just have a look. So we've got 14. Have we got? Yeah, we've got 14 guys on track at the moment. How have we got Owen here this evening? So we've got BX, Alejandro, we've got Coleman, Racing Green, Dan the Man, CMP, Xavi's now here. We've got Carter, Denz, Kellen, Capel, Gilles, Kep, and Perry. So we are missing Owen. I know he felt a little bit hard done by last week, so perhaps he's just taken a week out to cool off. I'm not too sure. Hopefully he'll be back. We love Owen. Our very own Lance Stroll, I think he is in the Discord. So the time is coming up to 8 o'clock. We haven't had the message from BX, but I'm sure we will get it shortly. There's still a few guys out on track. We'll try and get with one of them guys for you. So Dan Man making an appearance this evening in the M6. In fact, no, I think he was here last week, wasn't he, in the M6? Someone was in the M6. Yeah, he was. Apologies, Dan. I thought he was here last week. So Dan was obviously here last week. He's not just making an appearance this evening. Racing Green. Did we see Racing Green last week? Racing Green in the Honda NSX. Okay, so maybe a new contender. And CMP currently only 2 temps. No, Alejandro's 2 temps off of him. CMP is only 3 or 4 temps off of his teammate at the moment. Alejandro's just managed to go 800ths faster. Obviously, this is practice. So, but this is obviously a good indication of, you know, the sort of times that people are probably going to be doing coming into the qualifying session. So yeah, I think it's going to be a spicy one, as it was last week. We saw some absolutely fantastic racing on display, absolutely cracking strategies. Obviously, BX, the overall winner, he managed to take... Oh, this isn't quite right. What is the cameraman doing? The cameraman's going to get sacked. So I think we've just had the message from BX. I think this may be qualifying starting now. Is this qualifying starting now? In fact, is it? I don't know. I don't think it is. Or is it? Perhaps it is. BX is out first, so it could indeed be qualifying now. It is 8 o'clock. Just gone. We're about 3 minutes past. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Let's have a little on board with BX as he's doing his out lap at the moment. That's a nice, that's actually quite a basic, isn't it, interior on the BLZ there. Obviously a thoroughbred racing car. This version, anyway. Oh, little graze of the barrier there. On the exit of the hairpin. There's some very, very sharp turns around this track. It can be all too easy to drift out onto the grass and have a mishap. The BX is making it look easy at the moment, other than that little love tap with the wall. We'll see, it's only his out lap, so we'll stay on board for his first fast lap. And this first sector here he's coming up to is actually crucial. Got to get it right. Oh, that was good. Floats it in over the apex. It's actually looking quite nice through there. Not too squirrely with the car. The car can become very unsettled with the obviously with the weight change. weight transfer, coming over the hill, crest of the hill. And here as well, you can also light the tyres up on the exit of that, on the brow of that little hill there. If you get too eager on the throttle. So this turn here can be a little bit tricky, especially if you've got somebody trying to make a move. And then we've got this tricky left-hander into the tunnel, onto the back straight now. And this is a charge down to the sweeping left-hander hairpin. I mean, it's not quite, well, yeah, it is a hairpin, isn't it? 100%. A very, very good corner for drifting as well. This is where I used to like to test out the drift cars. Obviously, BX is not going to be doing any drifting tonight, hopefully. He's going to be trying to keep the traction well and truly planted in that BRZ. And what is this lap going to turn out to be? Obviously, his fastest in qualifying was a 149. I think it was a low 149, wasn't it? Well, here we go. He's coming up to the finish line now. It's the charge to the start finish. What is it going to be for BX Royal in his first lap? And it's a 49.5 for BX. Who's behind him? Gilles. What is Gilles going to do? Gilles, a 150.787, is it? Dan the Man has gone 4 tenths slower than BX with a 149.9. Capel. So Coleman. Oh, Kep with a lap there. Kep with a 49.4. He's gone 300ths faster than BX at the moment. And Alejandro goes 3 tenths faster in the Lexus RCF. He's done a 149.1. We have seen BX, he was in a very low 149s, wasn't he? So I think he's going to come back with an answer for that. So currently, we've got Alejandro moves up to provisional pole. We have Zico in second place. Kep is in third. BX is now down to fourth, but he's still on the lap. We've got Kellen making his way out of the pits. He's currently sat provisional fifth. We've got CMP sat in sixth. Perry in seventh. Coleman eighth. Danaman 9th, Zabi in 10th, Racing Green into the barrier, currently sat in 11th, we've got Gilles there in 12th, we have Capel 13th, Denz is in 14th, and then we've got Carter in 15th place currently. Carter still yet to set a lap. Denz's fastest so far is a 53.2. Was Dan here last week or was it Denz? I know Denz was definitely here last week, wasn't he? I only remember seeing one BMW. So perhaps Dan has only joined this evening. However, Alejandro currently with a 3 tenths buffer to Zico, who moves up into second place in that Mazda RX Vision. Where's his teammate? Kep there, BX is in to get on a fresh set of boots. We've got Kellen currently sat provisional 5th, CMP is sat in 6th, we've got Perry there, moves up to 8th, Danderman 9th, Zabi 10th. And it was Gilles, wasn't it? Gilles currently sat down in 12th place, so maybe Gilles can find some time somewhere with the help of, perhaps he can follow his teammate. And CMP with a lap, 48.996 for CMP. Go on, Craig. Craig absolutely hammering it in that Subaru BRZ. I think the BRZ lads are going to be very, very strong around this track. This does look like a very good track for them. BX Royals currently dropped down to 6th place, but I think he is definitely going to get up there with CMP. Alejandro still 49.1. Can he get a sub 49? He's got to get one to be able to challenge CMP at the moment, hasn't he? And I think, as I say, BX will probably end up putting in a 48, I'm sure. He's definitely more than capable. He's got 6 tenths to find. Currently on an outlap, we'll check back with him. So Kellen just coming up the pits now, Perry. Have we got anybody coming up to finish a lap? Let's try and see if we can get on board with somebody who is... So CMP, will he be is he on an in-lap now? That is the question. He might be on an in-lap. He's on some quite worn softs, but then he's only got 7.5 minutes left. No, he isn't. He isn't an in-lap. On an in-lap. So Alejandro is there. Who's the next person coming up to there? So BX Royal. Oh, and he's on an out lap still. So he's starting a flying lap now. And the next closest person was Dan the Man. So Dan the Man. No, Dan the Man's on an out lap. Capel is also on an out lap. Benz is also on an out lap. So I think we've got to this crossover phase where everybody's like on their out lap now. They're on their fresh tyres. Zico's parked it. Oh no, he's not. No, Zico's going again. I thought he had parked it for a minute. Not sure what's occurring there. So Kellen's still on that lap as well. So I think BX is actually going to be the next person to finish a flying lap out of the guys. They'll obviously pit and come back out to get another lap in. 8.5 minutes now. Obviously only 10 minutes of qualifying. Shall we get a little on board with... In fact, we'll go with this one. It's the view I used to favour driving in. I think a lot of guys do prefer this view. Although some go for the bonnet view, don't they? The hood view. I think it's cool, which is this one. So he's through the final chicane now. Oh, it looked like he got a little bit too much on that curb there. He saw the sausage on the inside as well. It's going to unsettle the car. He got a little tiny bit squirrely on the exit. I think it may have lost him a tenth or two, maybe.
Should I put the bets on for tonight?
Yeah, what's up, DB? Welcome along, buddy. Oh, and he's actually down on his time, but he's going to do another one. So we'll come back on board in just a second. Who's the next person coming up to the start-finish? It's Dan Man, and he improves, but it's not enough. I think we have had a few improvements. So CMP still currently sat in provisional pole. He's on that lap once again. Alejandro has improved, but it's not enough to take first place away from CMP at the moment, or pole away from CMP. That's going to be his final lap as well. He's got his hazards on now. So we've currently got CMP on pole. Alessandro in second place. Oh no, Zico manages to improve up to second place. Go on, Zico. What a lap there from Zico. That was a 1:49.097, almost into the 48s there for Zico. Alejandro, 49.1 was his fastest. Coleman currently sat in provisional fourth place. He's on his final lap now. Will he improve? We'll have to wait and see. He's quite far away at the moment. Kep has finished his final lap. He's currently sat in provisional fifth. That may change. BX making a last-ditch effort to try and maybe improve, maybe take that pole position away from his teammate, but it's a tall order at the moment. He's on a 1:49.5. That's 6, maybe 7 tenths to find on a lap. H Racing Green currently sat in 8th, Carter 9th, Den's 10th, Perry 11th, Danaman 12th. He's going to be coming up to finish a lap though. Capel 13th, Zavi 13th, Capel 14th, Gilles 15th. And CAP doesn't improve that time round. And did BX improve? BX didn't improve. In fact, BX dropped to 7th place. BX is going to be starting from 7th. His teammate Craig Pugh, CMP, is up there in first. Coleman has improved up to second place. Coleman will be starting from the second place on the slot. He got the pole position, didn't he, last week, but didn't manage to take the win. So we got CMP first, Coleman second, Zico third, Alejandro fourth, Kellen fifth. We'll get a quick look at the standings once again. Oh, what a qualifying session that was. What happened to BX there? BX just not managing to find that lap. CMP managed to pit pole position with an absolutely blistering 48.996 there. Into the 48s for CMP. Coleman second place, Zico third, Alejandro will start in fourth. We got Kellen starting in fifth, Kep in sixth, BX in seventh, Racing Green in eighth. Then we have Carter starting in ninth, Denz in 10th, Perry in 11th. We got Dan the Man in 12th, Xavi in 13th, Capel 14th, and Gilles starting in 15th place. And look at that as well, guys. Like, sorry, BX, just quickly. So we've obviously got CMP into the 48, but then we've got a 49 from 2nd to 8th. 2nd to 12th in the 49s. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, isn't it? Incredible qualifying once again. Literally only, I think it's about a second separating the whole grid. A second and a half maybe at a push. So this is the first race of the evening. CMP lines up on pole. Oh, my tablet's just died. No klaxon this evening, the tablet's just died. We wait for the lights to go out and they're off. Looked like Coleman actually getting quite a good getaway there. It looked like he was maybe going to jump CMP off the start, but CMP, the traction in that BRZ ever so good. They've got lots of moves being made in the background there, lots of positions being shuffled. We've got Zico there in second place, Kellen now in third, Coleman down to fourth. Wow, to Coleman. No, he's managed to retake that third position away from Kellen. Kellen now dropping to fourth place. Then we have Alejandro in fifth, looking to try and edge up the inside there of Kellen. He managed to get a move done. He's edged Kellen out a little bit wide there. Kellen now fighting off Racing Green in the background. We've also got BX Royal trying to make his way through the pack there, up to sixth place now for BX Royal. He's still got Racing Green on his inside or his outside. It's going to turn into his inside now. There he is. BX Royal has to sit behind now, or is he going to chuck it up the inside coming into this left-hander? He does. Plenty of space given there between the two drivers. They're going to be side by side coming through the tunnel. It's a drag race now. BX Royal sensibly goes in behind, but now he's lost that advantage to Kep bringing Perry along for the journey as well. Are they both going to manage to get past BX? BX is sitting duck at the moment, down to 9th place for BX Royal. But he fights back. He's fighting back against Perry around the outside there against Perry. BX trying to come back. We've got Racing Green and Kep now. Racing Green and Kep having a battle. Kep's going to be on the inside for this next turn. Racing Green getting shuffled out wide. BX manages to slot his way up the inside. He's onto the back of Kep now. Racing Green not giving up though. Still on the inside. Managed to retake that position from BX. BX down to 8th once again. Perry there in 9th. We got Denz in 10th, Danaman in 11th place, Capel is in 12th, we have Carter 13th, Gilles up to 14th, and Xavi down to 15th place. Excuse me, but wait, what's this? Zico has managed to take the lead, and he's pulled out a gap. What happened there? Craig now down to second place, he's now being hounded by Coleman in third place. Where did Zico come from? Zico absolutely on a charge at the moment. He managed to take the fastest lap on lap 1 for 56.071. Has there been some weird glitch in the matrix? I'm not too sure. Zico though absolutely flying at the moment. He's still got the best sector through there, through the first sector. Still with CMP behind him. CMP is still being chased down by Coleman. That is the closest gap at the moment, is CMP and Coleman. So Alessandro, 1.6 seconds now off the back of Coleman. Coleman's not really got to worry about that. He can focus fully on CMP up ahead. He's in the slipstream now. It looks like he may be going for a move, and he does pull out to the inside, but CMP brakes later. That BRZ ever so good on the brakes. He's going to take the deeper line out of the hairpin. The charge up the hill now. And then down the hill once again. Great battle formed between these two, and they're going to be onto the back of Zico once again as well, it looks like. It looks like they are definitely catching him. In fact, no, Zico has managed to eke out a 1.1 second gap over CMP now. So the top three battle really start to heat up now. Alessandro still in 4th place. Oh, who was that in the background? Who was that in the background? Oh, no, Kep. And CMP losing that place now to Coleman. Coleman's going to move up to second place. That was a good move there from Slim. Just had the advantage, didn't he, down the start-finish straight. Top straight. CMP surely going to fight back though, isn't he? He's surely going to be able to get a move done. Probably on the approach down to that hairpin. The infamous hairpin.
So good, loudly crying face, loudly crying face.
I know, DB. What? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. We didn't see what happened. I think he just lost it on the. Maybe there was a tiny bit of contact somewhere. Not too sure. I'm sure we'll find out. However, this may be it. We may see the move come here from CMP. Has he got the advantage on the slipstream? He's definitely being sucked along, isn't he? In fact, it looked like he was losing a couple of hundredths there. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get a move for the move this time round. It looks like he is going to be later on the brakes, so he does close that gap up ever so slightly. The Porsche also very good on the brakes. So Alejandro there in 4th place, followed by Kellen now in 5th. Kellen in the AMG GT3. And then we have Racing Green at 2.5 seconds now off the back of Kellen in that Honda NSX. He's actually got a nice bit of breathing space though over Denz in 7th. What happened to BX? So Denz is 1.5 seconds off the back of Racing Green now. He's got Perry there to contend with, and there's BX. So BX currently sat in 9th place, trying to make his way past Perry. Will he get the run now on the start finish down into the first little weird chicane? Very tight sector of track. You can get a move done, but in fact it looks like, yeah, he thought better of it that time around. He's going to sit behind for the meantime. Oh, getting a little bit out of shape there, it looked like. Over the crest of the hill. You see that weight transfer is, yeah, it can be a bit sketchy. Then we have Dynaman now in 10th place, 1.5 seconds off the back of BX. Where's his teammate though? Oh, his teammate's up ahead, isn't he? Denz in 7th. So Dynaman into the top 10 now. Then we have Capel in the Supra there in 11th place. Carter is in 12th. Then we have Gilles in 13th, Xavi in 14th, and Ket now in 15th. 2.7 seconds off of Xavi. Come on, Ket. So we're only halfway through this sprint race, 4 out of 8 laps. I think Kep could still catch if he gets his head down. Just got focus, and he. Meanwhile, Zico is being reeled in now by Coleman. Maybe starting to feel that tyre pressure, but I think everybody's going to be feeling the tyre wear. Sorry, the tyre deg. Coleman now at the fastest lap, 49.302. That is good race pace. Zico also a very good race pace there. Coleman sets the fastest lap once again. It's another 49. Zico also on 449s, but into the clutches now of Coleman. He's going to have to pull the stops out to try and create a bit of a gap once again. Definitely now fully under the attention of Coleman in the Porsche 911 GT3. So Slim be trying to make the most of the slipstream now. Zico trying to break that toe. Zico wanted to take the optimal racing line, but it does open up the inside to anyone trying to go for a move, but Coleman not quite close enough on that occasion. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there from Coleman. He saved it though. That was well held. So still Zico in first place, Coleman half a second off the back of him. We've got CMP there in third place, still holding on to that third place for dear life. Alessandro is now 6/10 off the back of him in the Lexus RCF. Well, the tyres looking like Craig's tyres actually look a little bit better than Alessandro's. Maybe Craig just needs to try and... But he's got to try and get away from Alessandro once again, hasn't he? As I say that, he starts to put the pedal down. It looks like he's actually pulled out a couple of attempts. Go on, Craig. Kellen in 5th place still. We've got Racing Green there in 6th. Denz is in 7th. BX has finally managed to get past Perry, now up to 8th place. Once again for BX. Not really made any headway in this race at the moment. I think that's where he started actually, so he's back to his starting position. Actually putting in purple sectors though, so you never know. Keep all eyes on BX. See if he can manage to... I think he could push the top 5 possibly on the end of the race. He's got 2 laps to do it in there, hasn't he? Maybe a tall order. I'm sure he's going to be trying though. Dan the Man almost onto the back of Perry now, 7/10 in it. Then we have a 2.6 second gap between him and Capel. Capel now fighting off Carter. Carter, will he be able to go for a move in the second of 2 Porsches? Capel shows him around the outside. There's a tiny bit of contact between the 2 cars. Capel holding that inside line. Carter's going to have to sit behind on the approach up the hill. Will Capel open the door once again? Not at the moment. Oh no, but Carter thought about having a sneaky look up the inside there, thought better of it. Capel defending really well though. He's just putting the car just where it needs to be to not allow Carter that opportunity to slide through. He's going to get it done now though, isn't he? Carter comes alongside. Capel's going to be on the inside though for turn 1. Oh, and he's got the inside for the next turn. Oh, it's very clean between the both of them though. Plenty of room given there. Capel comes out the winner through that first sector. Is he going to stay ahead through the first tunnel? And he does. And we've got Balfour in the background there as well. Kep now fending off Gilles and Xavi. Gilles has just managed to get past Xavi, has he? 13th, 14th, 15th, all very close indeed. And Kep has managed to make his way up to 13th now. I told you Kep would be able to make a few places. So Carter, will he be able to get past Capel this time around? We're going to have to stay on board and have a look. Capel is going to cover that inside line, is he? So Carter once again getting shown the long way round. Can he get it done around the outside? It's just too long a route, isn't it? I don't think. Oh, Kep with a big twitch there. Managed to hold it though. Anyway, so lap 7 now of 8. Zico still in control of the race. 3/10 is the gap over Coleman. Coleman still unable to find his way past. Has he saved his tyres though for this last stint, this last lap? Will we see a move come from Coleman? I don't think he's quite close enough at the moment. He's 3/10 off the back of Zico now. He was closer before. So Zico doing ever so well to control this race at the moment. And he's actually, he's starting to gap Coleman now. 6/10 is the gap. Back to Coleman there in 2nd place. Coleman with 9/10 over CMP in 3rd. And CMP with a nice gap now over Alessandro in 4th. Kellen still in 5th. Racing Green 6th. Then 7th. BX still in 8th. BX is surely going to get a move done on Denz, isn't he? We'll go back on board with the leader in a second. But I think we're going to see a move come here. We came on board at just the right time. So Denz holds that inside line. BX is going to try and go around the outside, and he gets it done with ease. Swoops around the outside, up into 7th. He's taken the fastest lap as well, 49.020. But we are going to have to go back to the front of the grid. And here he comes now. He's done just enough in this race to see the checkered flag before anybody else. It's going to be Zico. Zico takes the win in the sprint race. GG Zico. Coleman in 2nd place. CMP in 3rd. We've got Alessandro in 4th place. We got Kellen coming home in 5th. Racing Green and BX Royal. Racing Green will surely finish in 6th place, and he does. BX is 7th. We've got Denz in 8th. Perry in 9th. Danaman in 10th. Carter in 11th. Oh, there's a gaggle of cars there. Look at that. Sakada finishes 11th in the end, Capel 12th, Kep in 13th, Gilles in 14th, and Xavi finishes last but not least in 15th place. Well, that was the first race, guys.
Great drive.
That was a good drive, wasn't it, DB? Absolutely cracking stuff from Zico. He's been trial, hasn't he? So, yeah. Yeah, he did well there, Zico. GG's, buddy. Yeah, the results again for anybody that didn't catch that at the end. So Zico took the win in that first one. We got Coleman in 2nd place, CMP 3rd, Alessandro 4th. We got Kellen in 5th, Racing Green 6th, BX is in 7th. We got Denz in 8th, Perry 9th, Danaman 10th, Carter 11th, Capel 12th, Kep in 13th, Gilles in 14th, and Xavi in 15th. And obviously, as always, it will be a reverse top 10 grid. So we got Danaman starting on pole, Perry in 2nd place. Then we will have Denz in 3rd, BX starting in 4th, Racing Green in 5th, Kellen in 6th, Alessandro in 7th, CMP in 8th, Coleman will start in 9th, and Zico will start in 10th position. So we'll see if anybody's having a little practice, see what tyres people are going for this week. Obviously, we saw the hards on display last week, didn't we? Obviously, you've got to run 2 different compounds of tyres. I think that's the rule this season. So you can have like softs, mediums, mediums, hards, hards, softs, hards, mediums. Soft, medium, medium. But I think you can't just run 2 sets of medium, so you couldn't just go medium, medium. As I think was some of the strategy, like, because you had to run, I think it was just mediums last season, so a lot of guys were just going medium, medium. We saw a few soft medium runners and things like that, but yeah, didn't really see the hards coming into play, so it's nice to see some different strategies on display so far this season, and we'll see what tyres everybody should. So a lot of people, it looks like a lot of people actually favouring the hards in this race around Trial Mountain. So we've got Kep looking like he's favouring the hards. BX looking like he's going to go for a set of softs in his first stint. He did that last week though, so to be expected. Alejandro in 3rd place. He looks like he's going for the hards. In fact, he's not in 3rd place. He's just saying 3rd at the moment. CMP looks like he's favouring the hards. Capel in hards. So the Subaru boys going for split strategy. That's interesting. That's going to be a cracking race, I think. There's going to be some cracking stuff. CMP probably going to be going for the softs or mediums in the last stages of the race. Can he eke out them hards? Will he lose too much time? Maybe. But we did see, who was it last week who went hard softs? I think it was Coleman, wasn't it? And we did have a good battle between BX and Coleman towards the end, I think, didn't we? But I think his tyres just died a bit of a death.
Yeah, I don't know where my pace has gone. Solid T2 pace.
Ah, Gilles, it's just what happens, dude. I mean, you're in a different car this season as well, so, you know, that is a factor. And then you had a little bit of time out and you had to do the pad because you had your injury. So you can't feel too disheartened, bro. Just get some solid hours in. As I'm sure you have. Hopefully Kep not going to have a mishap in this race, in this feature. Let's have a look at let's see if I can see the Discord quickly, see if...
Disheartened is accurate, lol.
Oh, dude, don't be disheartened, mate. It's just getting back into it, isn't it, you know?
Zico doing an amazing job.
Yeah, it was an absolutely cracking run there from Zico. Absolutely cracking start. So, what was I looking for? I was trying to find the chat, wasn't I, to see if... Just trying to see if... there was anything in the chat, but I can't actually see anything. The only thing I can see from Kep is he says he never did a quali lap pushing 100%. My tyres wear out in 5 laps if I drive like that. So maybe it was tyre wear. Maybe he did have a bit of a moment on the dying tyres. Oh! He's had a big twitch there. He managed to save it once again. As I say, the car can become very twitchy around this track. It's a very, very good track for drifting. Racing can catch you out sometimes because you want to get on the power as early as you can out the corners, and like sometimes with the crest of the hill when the weight transfers and stuff, it just you got to be very, very careful, as you can see. Oh, Kellen, we got ball with Kellen as he gets it all a little bit wrong. Oh, Kellen. So the lobby's being reset now. This is the start of the second race and the final race of the evening. 22 lap race, so around 40 minutes. Dan the Man starts on pole. DTM, we're going to start calling you DTM. So DTM, aka Dan the Man. He's got his teammate there for company as well, so Perry in a little bit of a BMW sandwich at the moment. So in fact, we've got a battle of the German machines at the front. We've got Dan the Man followed by Perry in the Mercedes-AMG GT3. Dan the Man getting a really good start there. Perry only 3 attempts off the back of him now as they come into the first chicane. The weird downhill chicane type squiggly sector. Into turn 3, I think this is. And then 4. So Perry still holding off Den's there, Dan Man's teammate, DTM's teammate there in third place. BX is trying to have a look now around the outside. He's trying to get the inside coming through this tunnel. He's actually gone around the outside. Oh, that was a move there, wasn't it, from BX? Gets around the outside, sweeps it into the tunnel, right onto the back of Perry now. It looks like he's on a bit of a charge. Bit of an angry BX in this in the feature race. Managed to finish 7th in the sprint and take the fastest lap, so he's trying to get maximum points here in this feature. And looking now up the inside of Dan the Man, plenty of space given there. Robot Lady is going to go on a mad one. She's going to be spitting out messages for the next 10 seconds. Oh, BX, Dan the Man managing to get the switch back there, but BX, he manages to come through once again. Driving from these two guys. Now the two BMW teammates swap positions, so Dan the Man dropping now behind Denz. Denz moves up into third. Dan the Man's going to stick with him though. Come on, Dan. We've got Racing Green there in 5th place. We have Kellen in 6th. Alessandro in 7th place. Coleman looking like he's trying to get past him though. Coleman. What can Coleman do? Oh no, who's that? Who's that in the background again? Was that Kep again? No, it wasn't Kep. It was Zico! Zico, no! So back to Coleman and Alessandro. Coleman still unable to find his way past the 40. He may have had the advantage coming down the start-finish, but not close enough that occasion. Carter there in 9th place, 1.2 seconds off the back of Coleman, with Capel for company there in 10th. Then we have Gilles now in 11th place. Xavi gets the move done on Kerr up to 12th, but he's got that second's worth of penalty. That has damaged this race. He's moved up a position, but he is going to lose that position once again once he serves that penalty. Trying to make a get away now from Kep, but I think it's a little bit, yeah. Come on, Kep. CMP down in 14th. Unable to find his way through at the moment, and Zico now in 15th. He's at 11 seconds off the back of the field, but very long race this one. Only lap 2 of 22, so I'm pretty sure Zico is going to find his way back into this race. BX now up into the lead of the race. He's managed to take that move, take the position, away from Perry. Perry now down to second place. And the two BMW boys, these guys have just dropped the two BMW boys. What's happened there? So Denz and DTM now 1.4 seconds off the back of Perry. Perry with the current fastest lap. I think we're going to see that change now with BX. He's managed to take that first place away from Perry, looking to try and create a bit of a gap now on the softs. You would expect him to come through quite early on the softs. How long are they going to last though? They look like they're wearing really quickly. Pisa then says Forza Alessandro, Keplero. Yeah, Kep's having a bit of a better race in the feature, I think. Alessandro doing really well at the moment as well, in 8th place. But BX now 9 tenths ahead of Perry. He needs to try and create like some kind of, yeah. He's got to create that window, isn't he? He's got to try and create that magical window. Because these guys are obviously going to manage to get past him on the hards. They're going to be going for a longer stint in the first stint. It's going to be interesting to see how long BX can eat them softs out. He wants to take them for as long as he possibly can. So Denz. Racing Green's managed to get a move down on DTM. DTM now down to 5th place. Come on, Dan. Get rid of it, son. Racing Green up to 4th in the NSX. Racing Green wants to be at the top 3 at the moment, chasing down Denz now. He's on a hunt, is Racing Green. 2 tenths off the back of Denz, not close enough to have a look up the inside on this occasion, but I fancy as they come down the top straight, down the start finish, maybe it'll be close enough as they come up on the approach to turn 1. So DTM still 5 tenths off the back of Racing Green. He can still come back from there. So come on, Dan. Still in the top 5, but he's got a nice buffer. Back to Alessandro. Alessandro now up to 6th place, so he's managed to move up 2 positions. And then we've got the 2 Porsches behind having a bit of a battle, it looks like, as well. Carter and Coleman having a bit of a come together. That's compromised both teammates. Carter looking like he's going to lose that position now to Capel. Capel moves up to 9th place. Carter is now down to 10th after that collision with his teammate there, Coleman. Coleman trying to chase that. Oh, Coleman gets it all out of shape into turn 1. He's managed to recollect it, but now under pressure from Capel. Capel looking to try and... He's going to go for the move around the outside, not quite. Oh, Capel. Capel gets it a little bit wrong there as well. As I noted earlier, that turn there very notorious for losing traction on the rear end as you try and get on the power. A lot of turns around here lending themselves to that. So BX are now 3.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field on that soft compounder tyre. As you can see, they're starting to approach halfway on the right hand sides. How long is he going to be able to run them softs for? He's got the fastest lap. Lap 3 was a 150.183. Also with a full tank of fuel. Or close to a full tank of fuel. So Perry... Wait, where's Denz? What? So Perry there in 2nd place. He was quite close, wasn't he, to BX? But Denz was ahead of Racing Green. Racing Green has managed to get it done. I said I fancied he was gonna get the move done, wasn't he? And he is now onto that 3rd slot on the podium. 2.8 seconds is the gap up ahead to Perry. So he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's got plenty of time to do it in. Only 7.5 minutes into this race. So Denz now in 4th place. Now with his teammate for company once again, DTM, Dan the Man, there in 5th. 3 tenths off the back of his teammate now. Perhaps these two can work together to try and get onto the back of the top 3 once again. Because, well, in fact, they're not that far off the back of Racing Green, so Danaman haven't taken a little bit of a deeper line there. Denz, Alessandro is now creeping up into that slipstream range. He's only 5/10 off the back of Danaman. DTM getting a little bit out of shape there on the exit of that last turn. A little bit twitchy. And then Kellen not far behind as well. Kellen actually starting to gain now on Alessandro. Alessandro, will he look for a move into turn one? Danaman is still holding the centre of the track. He moves over to take the racing line. I don't think Alessandro quite close enough this time around. He's going to have to be a demon on the brakes if he was going to go for that move. But maybe on the exit. Maybe he's got a better run on the exit as they come up the hill. Not this time around. But Alessandro closer than ever to that top five. Danaman with a huge twitch there on the exit. And then Coleman has managed to clear. Oh no, Capel followed him through, didn't he? Coleman still unable to find his way past Kellen. So Kellen actually closed right up onto the back of Alessandro now. Alessandro looking for a move now into turn one, is he? Oh, look, he's going to have a cheeky look at the inside there. Danaman still ahead at the moment. And look at this little train starting to form now. From 5th back to 7th, is it? 5th back to 8th. Little 4-car battle going on here. In fact, it looks like the hards are actually not doing too badly against them softs. I think the softs are probably starting to wear now quite badly for BX. He's going to have a nice bit of a gap though, nice bit of breathing space over the rest of the field, but is he into that magical window? We'll check in with him in just a sec. We are only on lap 6 of 22. Alessandro looks up the inside now, into the hairpin. Danaman is going to keep it around the outside, is he? Alessandro moves ahead momentarily. Danaman's going to be on the inside for the next one. And DTM retakes the position. Kellen fancies a bit of the action now as well. He's obviously all too aware of a charging Coleman behind him as well. I think Coleman was thinking about having a look up the inside there against Kellen, but wasn't quite close enough. DTM gets it a little bit out of shape. He's going to lose that position now to Alessandro. Alessandro has moved through, as has Kellen, as has Coleman. Coleman now looks at the inside of Kellen. They're going to go 3 wide. How did they get through there? I don't know how they managed to do that. But Kellen now down to 7th place as Coleman moves through momentarily up to 6th, trying to follow Alessandro. That was a great little bit of action we saw there. And we can still look at that. Look how close the field still is. Insane stuff from these guys. Oh, Coleman always seems to get it a little bit twitchy through turn 1, but manages to keep the car under control somehow. And he's still chasing down Alessandro now. So BX has now got a 5-second gap over the field. Perry still in 2nd place for 1.8 second lead over Racing Green, who's trying to chip away at that in the NSX in 3rd place. We've got Denz in 4th, then Alessandro is in 5th place, 3.2 seconds off the back of Denz. Coleman in 6th. We got Kellen in 7th. Capel is in 8th. I thought maybe Coleman might have tried to go for a move later on the brakes there, but I think he's biding his time, isn't he? He's still chipping away at that gap to Alessandro. Doesn't have to go for any risky moves. Kellen 7th there, Capel 8th. Bannerman, DTM now 9th. He's got Carter for company in 10th. Carter Kind of getting a little bit slidey on the rear there. Sakada rounds out the top 10. We've got Kep in 11th place. We have CMP. CMP's managed to make his way through to 12. He's made up a few positions. Gilles now in 13th. Xavi in 14th. Zico in 15th. As I said, Zico has started to reel him in. He's only 6.3 seconds off the back of the field. Now he can see them up ahead. You can probably smell their exhaust fumes. So yeah, Zico trying to put them laps in. So BX's, look at BX's tyres now. BX's tyres are starting to die an absolute death. And you can tell by his lap times as well. His last lap was a 52.2. And he's been doing pretty consistent 50s. Lap 5 and 6 were 51s. So I fancy he will, in the next couple of laps, he's going to get rid of them tyres, isn't he, surely? He's hemorrhaging time now. Look at that. It was 5 point something seconds, wasn't it? It's now 4.6. And it is coming down as we speak. 4.5. I think it's going to be a race of attrition, and yeah, I think it's running out. The softs, the time on the softs are running out now for BX. He's definitely going to have to get rid of them soon, isn't he? Just losing too much time. He almost lost a second on that lap, I think. And that's definitely, yeah, it's definitely going to bring him into the clutches, and he does. So he goes into the pits now. He's going to try the undercut on everybody else. Perry's going to stay out and become new race leader. So Perry up into... Oh, no, not quite yet. But he will. There we go. Perry up into first place. In the AMG, Project Platypus, Perry the Bliatipus. I don't know why Platypus always makes me think of Bliat. Does. I digress. He's got a 1.8 second lead over Racing Green, who's been doing an absolutely cracking job in this feature race. One ball Racing Green for a minute, and he had smelled the fumes of Perry up ahead. Up into second place for Racing Green. Obviously, as BX has pitted, BX has gone for the undercut. He had to get rid of them softs, so didn't he? Definitely had to get rid of them. They were just dying a death. But Racing Green looks very, very smooth indeed. Very consistent racer. Dens up to third now for Dens. 2.7 seconds off the back of Racing Green. But he is starting to reel him in ever so slightly. He is chipping away at that gap up ahead. And crucially, he's managed to gap Coleman. What happened to Coleman? Coleman must have had a moment somewhere. He was challenging Dens for that fourth place. He was surely going to get a move done, but he's not managed to get it done. I think the rear of that Porsche is starting to become a little bit too much to handle. We've seen Coleman have a couple of moments he's managed to save, but maybe it's just a little bit too slidey on the hards once they start to die. How many laps are they going to get out of the hards? Because Coleman's on the right hand side there, almost into the halfway mark. Definitely for that front right. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. I think the tyre wear around Trial Mountain is quite hard, obviously because of the nature of the track. Very windy, up and downhill. I mean, look at this first sector. Oh no, Alessandro gets a little bit wrong. He's out onto the grass. That's going to compromise him coming into the tunnel. Is that going to open up the window there for Kellen? Kellen slides through now. Alessandro out onto the marbles. And Capel up to 6 now as well. Alessandro, come on, dude. Oh no, Alessandro just getting a little bit wrong through the first sector, and that's cost him 2 positions. So Kellen, what can he do? Can he start to try and challenge the top 4? Obviously his teammate Perry currently in first place. He is chipping away ever so slightly at that, or he was, that gap to Coleman. He's actually gapped Capel now, 1 second. Although Capel, with the power of that Supra, is starting to reel him in. That Supra very good in the straight line there, isn't it? Always has been a very good car on the straights. Actually, Keller manages to start pulling away ever so slightly through the corners. So Alessandro, with that little mistake there, he's down to 7th place now. He's got his teammate for company though there, Kep is in 8th now. And Perry has decided to get rid of them hards. So he's going to drop down the order. Where will he re-emerge? Racing Green, now new race leader, up into the leader race. In fact, a lot of people choosing to get rid of the hards now. So is it going to be a hard medium for some of these guys? So Kep is in. So who's stayed out? BX still currently in 15th. He's going to make up positions now as everybody starts to pit, or whoever has decided to start to pit. Racing Green though. Racing Green on that, having an absolutely cracking race in the second race of the evening. Zico ran away with it, didn't he, in the first one, but obviously Racing Green is still yet to pit, but he fancies a bit of the action at the front, a bit of the clean air. And you can say that he led the race for a few laps. I mean, he could run it until them hards died, couldn't he, really? But I'm sure he will probably pit within the next couple of laps, as everyone else has. So the guys that have stayed out, we've got Racing Green as favoured track position. He stayed out. Denz has stayed out, favouring track position. Coleman as well. Carter, Xavi, Zico up to 6th now. Told you he'd get back in it, didn't I? Just kept his head down. He's now back into 6th place. Obviously still yet to pit, but the guys ahead of him also have to pit as well. BX Royal now in 7th place. When the guys ahead of him pits, he will become race leader once again. He's on the mediums now. Will the mediums go to the end of the race? You saw how quickly them guys got rid of them hards. So it was around lap 10. Obviously a 22 lap race, so that's another 12 laps that they've got to take a compound to the end of the race. Racing Green is now in the pits. Denz is going to stay out and become new race leader, and he does. So Denz now becomes your, is it 4th? I think it's 4th or 5th race leader now. But Perry is now out on a fresh set of mediums. He will surely move up into 2nd place once Denz, Xavi and Zico pit. So Kep there in 8th. We have Alessandro now in 9th. So the 2 Lexuses or Lexi have swapped. Kellen is now in 11th. Capel 12th, Danaman 13th, CMP 14th, and Gilles has somehow found himself down in 15th. So maybe, I don't know what's happened there. So Denz now your new race leader. I'm sure it's the 5th one we've had. So we had Danaman, CMP, Denz, BX Royal, Racing Green, that's 5. I'm sure somebody else has led the race as well. That's crazy, isn't it, to have so many different race leaders? Who'd have thunk it? So the top 3 are actually quite close. Well, no. Oh, CMP. What's happened to CMP? 11.6 seconds is the gap between Denz and Xavi. So Denz has got a nice bit of a gap over Xavi. Denz is now into the pits. Will Xavi stay out to become 6th new race leader? And he has. To Xavi wants to lead the race. He's going to stay out of favourite track position. Was it Zico? No, Zico. Oh, was it Zico? No, I don't think it was. Zico won the sprint, didn't he? I don't think we've seen Zico in the lead of the race yet, but we may see it. We may see it happen. So Xavi stays out, becomes new race leader. Our 6th new race leader of the evening. Zico up to 2nd place now. Obviously still yet to pit. And they are losing time to BX Royal behind, who is now in 3rd place. Obviously he will move up to 1st place easily once the guys ahead of him do finally serve their pit stops. How long will he how long will he take their mediums for? Is he going to go back onto a set of softs towards the end? Perhaps it's going to be a two stop around here, around Trial Mountain. Maybe it'll be the first 2-stop race of the season. Oh, you're joking, Craig. No way. Oh, brother. That's rubbish. That sucks. So obviously that's why why CMP left the lobby, because he had a DC, unfortunately. The power went off in his area, which is, yeah. You can't help it, mate. It's one of them things. It is rubbish, though. I know for sure. So Zico actually favouring the undercut now. He's not going to stay out and become new race leader. He's going to allow Xavi to carry on. He's decided to go in and take on a fresh set of rubber. BX Royal now up to 2nd place. As I say, Xavi is going to have to pit at some stage. He's not going to be able to take them tyres and fuel to the end of the race, but he's trying to get the most out of it, isn't he? He's definitely trying to run them hard for as long as he can. Perhaps he fancies a set of softs at some stage, or he's trying to eke it out so he can chuck a set of softs on to the end of the race. I'm not sure he's going to make it there from here, though, 14. So that would be 8 laps. Well, you never know. He is losing time though to BX Royal. BX is now 1.7 seconds off the back of Xavi. Xavi will surely pit this time around, won't he? How long did BX take them softs? I think it was 7 or 8 laps, wasn't it? So I think Xavi is definitely getting up into that window. He's definitely going to lose positions, but he will be on a fresh set of softs, surely. What will he be able to do on them, though? So Racing Green with a nice 9/10 over Perry. Perry there in 4th. Perry is chipping away at that gap ever so slowly but surely. Kept up to 5th. 2.1 seconds is the gap between him and Perry. So Xavi is now into the pits. BX Royal becomes leader of the race once again. So Xavi's going to drop down the order. Where will he emerge, and what tyres will he go for? I think he's going to come out on softs. I think he's going to come out on a fresh set of softs. Coleman now in 5th, but he's 7/10 off the back of Kep. He will surely be able to challenge Kep in the coming few laps. If he manages to keep that Porsche under control, we've seen him get the rear a little bit out of shape for a few of the turns, definitely in the first sector. Alessandro manages to get through there unscathed that time around. Don't drift out onto the marbles, so he keeps it nicely through the tunnel. Trying to chase down Coleman now in 6th place. He's got a 1.5 second lead over Kellen in 7th. Kellen in the AMG GT3. He's got a 1.1 second lead over Capel behind in the Supra. Then we have Denz in 9th. So it's looking quite settled at the moment as everybody served their pit stops. Carter, 10th place. He's unable to make his way back up through the pack after that early collision with his teammate. Dan the Man, 11th. Zico now in 12th. Gilles in 13th. And Xavi down in 14th place. But he started to chase Gilles down now. We'll see a move come. He's not going to be close enough this time round. But if he maintains, and he's out on softs. So he should have the pace advantage over the guys ahead of him, but he's going to have to try his hardest to find his way through the pack as quick as he can. So BX Will now has a 6.2 second lead over Racing Green. Racing Green doing a fantastic job of controlling that second place at the moment though. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Perry. Go on Racing Green. And in the NSX as well. I think the NSX used to be quite a bad car, but maybe it's a lot better now. Definitely making it look easy out there, isn't he? 2.8 seconds is the gap now back to Perry. So it is indeed quite settled at the moment. We're trying to fight. Oh, in fact, we've got a battle forming here now between Kep and Coleman. Slim trying to find an opening to get past Kep. But that Lexus, a very big beast, isn't it? Coleman has got his work cut out. 2 temps in it as they come onto the back straight. Coleman having a look up the inside early doors. Kep kind of just opened the door to him. And Coleman moves up into 4th. So Kep's now down to 5th. He's got 2.3 second lead over his teammate. He just needs to try and stick with Coleman if he wants to keep in the top 5. But I'm sure he's going to be trying to do all he can to retake that position. But if he sticks with Coleman, Coleman might bring him onto the top 3. So maybe able to challenge for the top 3 yet. Only lap 16 of 22, so he's got a few more laps to be able to bide his time and get it done. But I do fancy Coleman, fancies a bit of the top 3 as well. You can see Perry just up the road, 9 temps. I think Perry's going to be starting to sweat a little bit. He's got some nice clean air ahead of him. But I'm sure he's going to be wanting to, or would have been wanting to pick up the slipstream of Racing Green. And in fact, it looked like he got it a little bit deep there through the last sector, the last couple of turns. That has allowed Coleman a couple of temps advantage, starting to creep into that suck zone. In fact, as they come onto the back straight, is he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, Coleman's definitely picking up the slipstream now. You will see that time come down quite rapidly. I don't think he's going to be close enough on this occasion to be able to go for the move, but he's going to be starting to put the willies up Perry. Pezza, AMG, Big Pez. He's going to have to start making that AMG as wide as he possibly can, isn't he? In fact, he might just be able to break the toe. Looks like he's working on it at the moment. So Coleman still there in 4th place. We've got Kep, 7 temps off the back of Coleman. Still 2.2 seconds ahead of his teammate Alessandro there in 6th. Then we have 1.2 seconds between him and Callan 7th, Capel 8th. Then starting to close now to Capel. So Ben's currently 9th. Carter 4.5 seconds off the back of him now. Zico up to 11th. We saw Zico have that spin early on, didn't we? He had about a 13-second gap to deal with and managed to get his way back into the race, as I said he probably would. at the win in the sprint race as well, did Zico. So, you know, he's not no slouch. He's a very fast dude. All these guys here, very fast dudes indeed. I don't think I was ever the pace of these guys. And Zico actually with the fastest lap now, 150.164. It's actually 3.1 seconds now off the back of Carter. Carter having a bit of a lonely race now in 10th place. Zico trying to reel him in. Sat currently in 11th with a 2.7 second gap. Back to Dan. And in fact, yeah, these guys at the back having a bit of a lonely race. Dan in 12th, Zavi 13th, Gilles 14th. And obviously CMP, he had the power cut. Unfortunately, you can't rejoin on F1. You get an AI take your place, and sometimes you can rejoin the race. But yeah, unfortunately, not with GT. But then, to be fair, the AI cars do often, yeah, they're a bit rubbish. Probably better not to talk about them. But this guy here, the man of the hour, BX Royal. I wasn't sure he was going to take them mediums to the end of the race, but it's looking like he might do that. Or he will surely do that. It's not worth, it wouldn't be worth taking a pit stop now. He'd lose too much time to Racing Green, who I don't think will be pitting. The NSX actually looking, well, he went a few laps later, didn't he? Quite a few laps later. But yeah, Racing Green looking alright on their mediums at the moment. He's got a nice 5.9 second lead over Coleman. Coleman, who has managed to find his way into third place now, find his way past Perry. Perry unable to keep him behind. Can he hold on to that fourth place though from Kep? Kep not far now. In fact, Alessandro has broke into the 1.5 second gap window. He was 2.5 seconds behind last time we checked. So we're in the final stages of this race now, the last 3 laps. This is nearly the end of lap 19, so soon be the final 2. 35 and change minutes, that is. That's not really. So the battles have settled down now. Carter has actually managed to get 8 tenths off the back of Denz now. So Denz must have had a moment somewhere. In fact, I think Denz has lost that position to Capel, isn't he? I think Denz was ahead of Capel. So Capel up to 8. 1 second off the back of Kellen. Denz now 9th. And Carter hunting him down now. Can he make up another position in this race, Carter? Zico 11th. He was 11th last time we checked, wasn't he? Still the fastest lap, 150.164. Not quite enough though at this stage. Oh, so here we go. Zavi under pressure from Danaman, or is he going around the outside of Danaman? I think Danaman's just lost the position, and Zavi up to 12th. In fact, yes, he has. So Zavi has made up a few positions because Zavi was on the softs. Well, he went for a late pit stop, didn't he? Onto the softs. So he's managed to get past Gilles and Danaman. Danaman trying to fight back though in 13th in the BMW N6. Gilles in 14th. He started to reel Dan in though. He wants a bit of the action. Is Dan going to be able to go for a move into the hairpin? I think he just thought better of it. Didn't really want to go late on the brakes. He's managed to close that gap though. Oh, Zavi getting a little bit out of shape on the exit. Oh no, Xavi! Xavi got it all wrong there. He's into the wall. Danaman goes through, as does Gilles. Wait, what? What's happened to Xavi? Has he DC'd? Oh my gosh, it looks like maybe Xavi has DC'd as well. What is going on tonight? So we're down to 13 drivers in the final stages of this race. Gilles is now looking for a move on Danaman. I think that caught Danaman unawares. And Gilles is moving to the inside now. Will he get a position? He's moved up to 12th momentarily. Yeah, Danaman. He's going to try and fight back, maybe through the next sector. DTM. It's going to be a little bit of a battle between these back runners. Oh, Gilles goes deep. He's opened the door. Danaman goes back through. Back up into 12. But then Danaman looking like maybe he's got it a bit out of shape there as well. He's going to allow Gilles back through. Gilles almost getting a better exit there. These two putting on a bit of a show at the end there. Might be a battle for 12th and 13th, but still a cracking battle it is. And I think maybe Gilles able to go for a move into the hairpin as they come down the back straight. But the M6 very strong in all areas, and he does. So Gilles pulls up to the inside now, and he's going to send it up the inside. Takes that position. Danaman maybe with a better exit. Twitch at the rear end there, manages to control it. Oh, it couldn't be closer between these two. Absolutely cracking stuff at the back. We'll have to go back through towards the front soon though, see if there's any more battles going on. But these two here having an absolutely cracking one. A proper ding dong. So look at these three, 10th, 9th and 8th, all very close indeed now. So this is Carter chasing down Dens, and then we've got Kellen up ahead in 8th place. Oh, that was the BMW there of Dens going for the move on Kellen. Kellen goes a little bit deep there. Will he lose that position to Carter as well? Carter's trying to have a look as well. Oh, not that occasion, but it's still very, very close indeed between these four cars there. Almost onto the back of Capel there in 7th as well. We've got Alessandro. Yeah, these guys all quite spread out, aren't they? I think this is where the battle is between these. We'll go on board with the race leader. Oh no, Carter gets a little bit wrong there. Almost loses the car. He has dropped now down to 11th place though, allowing Kellen and Zico through. And Zico looking for the move now on Kellen. Kellen's going to have to cut across, cover that inside off. Carter going around the outside. Is he going to follow his teammate through? And he has. Oh, he's gone past Kellen. So Carter up to 10th. Kellen now down to 11th place. Zico trying to get a move done on Dens. But we've got on board with BX. Absolutely cracking strategy in this feature race. And he will see the checkered flag. GG's BX. Great drive, mate. Well done. So Racing Green on the podium. GG's Racing Green, absolutely cracking stuff as well. Cracking strategy there. Coleman holds on to 3rd. Go on, Coleman. GG's, mate. Perry will finish in 4th. Go on, Perry. Kept 5th. Alessandro 6th. Capel, Dens, Zico. Oh, it was that and Carter. So Capel 7th, Dens 8th, Zico 9th, Carter 10th, Kellen 11th, Gilles finishes 12th. And DTM in the end finishing in 13th place. But what an absolute battle that was between them two at the end there. That was cracking stuff. I'm glad we managed to catch that. But what a race that was, guys. And what a win there for BX. He didn't manage to do the double this week. But we did see Zico in the top spot. So GG Zico as well. GG's everyone. Absolutely cracking stuff from everyone. Obviously that was a shame to have the 2 DCs that we did. Obviously CMP, he had the power cut, and then not sure what happened to Xavi, but maybe he had the same thing. Perhaps he had a power cut as well. But yeah, Anyway, guys, this has been it for round 2. This has been your session with the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers for this Monday evening. I'll see you again next week, same place, same time next week. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. Good night.